Here are the supplies that are needed for the paint pour. I use purple, blue, and green for my box. The Liquitex stuff in Mrs. Cantor's hand is what makes the colors not mix together. This is what makes the cells in the paint, but you're not going to mix that with the white paint, only the colors. We will have a paint pour station to prepare our cups, so this will be done for you. Here's the cup with the colors already mixed in. Notice how the colors aren't actually mixing, they're just sitting on top of one another. This is what makes the paint pour vivid and keeps the colors from mixing, making that muddy brown color. When I did my paint pour, I was moving my box around a lot. And I think it's better just to keep it in one stationary spot and do one side at a time. This is why it's important to have a partner. And also, when you're doing your paint pour, put the cup down. I was holding my cup and it made it much more difficult to do the paint pour. If you just put it at the bottom of your box while you're mixing the colors together with your finger, it'll make it a lot easier. When you are finished with your paint pour, don't forget to wipe off your gloves. After you finish your paint pour, it is time to add your images. You will need 6 images planned out. After you've finished drawing all of your images, add charcoal to the back of them. Here was my image drawn out. Now I'm applying charcoal to the back of it all over the paper. This will help me transfer the image onto the paint pour box. Now it's time to transfer it. You're going to put the image on top of the box and add tape so it doesn't move around when you're transferring it. Then you're going to use your pencil and trace over the image that you have drawn. When you do this, it is transferring the charcoal onto the box so you will be able to see the image when you go to paint it. Here is my image after the charcoal transfer. This will make it easier to paint when it is time. Time to paint our images in black. Here's some different brushes to use when painting your silhouette images. I picked an extremely tiny brush and a larger brush, and then we are all using the same Apple Barrel black acrylic paint. You're going to use the board and just get a tiny little dot of paint. This way we're not wasting a lot of paint when we paint our images because it doesn't take a lot of paint. When you go to paint, start with the tiny brush. Outline all of the images and then you can fill in with the bigger brush later on. But again, use the tiny image to outline the whole thing and then fill in afterwards. I'm going to remind you of this again. Be sure to outline your images with the tiny brush and then fill in with the big brush. Here's an example of me doing that. It makes it so much easier to paint when you outline with the tiny brush and then fill it in later. After you have one image done, you can go to the next image and then you're going to put the charcoal piece on, tape it, transfer the image, and then paint it. I did a side at a time and I think it was a lot easier this way. And be sure to check the placement on your cube. You can lift it up and see where it is in relation to the other images to see where the best place is to put the image on your box. Now let's watch Mrs. Cantor do her paint pour. Now decide what 3 colors you want your paint pour to be. Try to tie it in with your theme, and pick colors next to each other on the color wheel.